Hey Justin, it's Adrian. I wanted to show you a quick video about what it would look like if somebody inadvertently put in the wrong commodity number than what was physically counted, and how that would sort of impact the system and how you would verify that going forward. So let's pretend I'm a warehouse manager and I'm loading up a truck for the day and I make that mistake. So I went ahead and hit transfer item, that barcode reader. I go to my scan booklet like you guys have seen before, panel cart, E-crate, E-crate dollies. I'm also going to add in some tools. These are the Bluetooth tags that we've discussed. As you can see, as I count, that asset scanned gets added up and keeps accumulating. I'm going to hit done. I'm going to verify list just to show you over here to the left. There's single cubes by each of the items that I hand scanned with a barcode associated with each one of them, right? So these are considered assets. And then below that, starting at panel carts, you can see there's a triple cube in a pyramid type shape. That is a quantity-based item. So these are the commodities. So that's how we can tell in a quick lineup which ones are commodities. I'm going to change the quantity of panel carts, and here's where I'm going to make that intentional mistake in this case for the purpose of this video. I want to pull out 80. I'm typing in 80, but physically I've pulled out 90 panel carts from the warehouse, okay? E-crates, I counted them, and I'm sending 50 to this truck from the warehouse location. And E-crate dollies, I'm going to put in 3. Are all being pulled from the warehouse location. So as I confirm my list, you can see my mistake there says 80. And actually physically I have put 90 on the truck. So there's that mistake. I'm going to hit the forward arrow button, destination. At this point, I could type in the word truck, or I'm going to put a barcode on our trucks. So there's no mistakes. This is truck 4. It's usually driven by Louise, but I can change that to whoever I want. We're going to keep that as Louise. Checkbox. You can see here transfer is successfully completed. So now let's say Louise is at an office. He's finished for the day, and we're asking him now, let's verify that you have all the things you want. We can do this 2 ways. One, if you see up at the top in the gray bar, it says one warehouse. There's this little pin drop looking item up there. If I touch that, I can actually change that to truck 4, which is the truck that I, Louise, am driving. And now if I hit view item, that same pin drop is in the middle here. If I click on that, this is showing me all the items that I should have, right? This is what I should have on my truck. Those are all of the different tools that we scanned. And if I click on panel carts, I scroll down, my truck 4 says that I should have 80, but that's weird because I actually counted that I have 90. So that's one way to determine the discrepancy. E-crates, down here, truck 4, says I have 50. Yep, that lines up with my count. So that's just a brief way to see it. Now, if I want to require Louise to do an inventory check before he leaves the job site, so he doesn't leave anything in some back corner office, I'm going to ask him to do a check inventory. So real simple, intuitive. I hit that check inventory button. I can scan. Truck 4 is the one that I want to do the inventory for. This is actually one that I've already started because I've recorded this video 6 times because I have made some mistakes. You can see that it started off with 8 items, and without me touching a barcode scanner or anything, it's already put 3 items in this check I have it column. What I want to tell you is that that's these items right here, right? That's these Bluetooth items. It's doing a physical scan or an active scan, looking for any Bluetooth tag that's in range, and that's the ones that came up over here. These tools back here, remember those single cubed items on the left, the Hilti PDC and the unspecified Hilti? I'm going to have to physically scan those because those have this barcode. As I scan it, it moved it over to this column, right? So I'm going to do one more barcode scan, and the only thing left are those commodities. Now, I don't have a scan book with me in the car, and I really just have 3 commodity items. So I'm going to tap panel carts, and in this case, I've counted 90. Hand by hand, I've counted that we have 90 panel carts. So I'm going to type in 90. Now that's captured that Luis has counted 90, even though in the system it only says 80. E-crates 50 and E-crate dollies 3. Done. So now my inventory is complete. I can hit the check button, and at the very bottom, you can see here that it said inventory. I can't remember now. It went away. So I can't remember what it said exactly, but inventory was emailed to you. Now that's the person who's logged in. So Louise will get an email sent to him directly because he's the logged in user on his cell phone. And if he goes to his email address, he's going to get this validation report. So that's this inventory report that I just did right now. As at the very top, it says validation report for location. I'm going to click on that. And in this PDF is page 1 and page 2 show me all the items that I have. So if I zoom in here, and I don't know if this is going to change the direction for you guys viewing it, so I apologize for that. But you can see down here the last 3 items. It says office. This third line up says quantity 3, and that's associated with E-crates, and we found 3. So 3 was what we assigned him and on the truck, and 3 is what he found. Now here's that panel carts is that next line item down, the 990024 item that says 80 was assigned, but he found 90 items. So that's where we can identify that discrepancy. And then 50-50. So everything else seemed okay in this report, but that's where we're going to capture that mistake, okay? Now, if I can get back to this screen. Now let's say, how does this transpire? So now Louise may know about this discrepancy, but maybe my warehouse manager does not know about the discrepancy. So how is he going to catch that this happened by mistake? He's going to accept the car back, the truck back for the day. He's going to hit transfer and go through the same process he went through before, because he's going to check all these items in. Panel carts, E-crates, E-crate dollies, and now all of his tools, 8 items done, are going to come back. And now I have to go modify the quantities. And so if I hit that triple dot, edit the quantity of my panel carts. And here's where I've done a physical count, and I know that there's 90, and it shows that I can only pull 80 off of truck 4. So I'm going to try to put in 90, and it says you cannot enter more than the available quantity. So this is telling me, oh, I must have made a mistake this morning. And I can go back and I can ask for the inventory report from Louise and show, oh, he counted 90. I must have made a mistake this morning. Okay, so then he goes forward, E-crates, edit quantity. I'm going to pull all of those 50 off back straight into the warehouse. And same thing with the E-crate dollies. All 3 of those are going to come back. Now there's no point in me changing that 80 to 90 or trying to pull it off, because I pulled those 10 carts, the panel carts that were in discrepancy. Those, I pulled them from the warehouse, and they're basically, now they're back at the warehouse. So there's no need for me to go correct inventory. I just will have missed that opportunity to capture that data at that time. So if I hit the forward arrow button, now this is going to go back to the warehouse. I can type in warehouse, check, and now everything's back. The other thing I would say, and we've talked about this, Justin, is doing regular inventory checks. I recommend most of my customers, if possible, to do weekly inventory checks on warehouse items and or truck, for you guys, trucks, because that's going to help rectify any of these ill intentions and maybe people who are doing things maliciously. Once you start doing inventory checks on a regular basis, you're going to catch these discrepancies more often. So I hope that that helped. Sorry for the many words and how the length of this video, but I hope it helped. Okay, thanks, bye.